Ladies and gentlemen, we are here in short form content during the midweek. Welcome to your briefing. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a couple topics that I do want to discuss tonight. Of course, the sad, unfortunate news. We have Barry Windham, who is in ICU. We'll talk about that. Also, I do want to talk about Glenn Jacobs, aka Kane, mayor of Knox County, Tennessee, and a little bit of a situation that we're going to talk about. Good evening. Fandito, I see you in a live chat. Salute. Yes, we were supposed to broadcast Sunday. Some things transpired, but we're back. All right, so Sunday, we're actually going to have the briefing, which is our long-form content show, our weekly show. But we decided to come in and do some of these short-form videos when trending wrestling topics pop up. And, you know, I guess stay relevant, all right? So prayers for Barry Windham, Fandito. Thank you for that. All right, so let's get right into it. So Barry Windham, he's in ICU after a massive heart attack. If you're unaware of this story, Barry Windham, one of my favorite wrestlers. I remember growing up, late 80s, early 90s, watching him team with Dustin Rhodes. Great tag team. They went on to win numerous tag team championships. Also, a fact that Barry Windham was actually in the Four Horsemen. He also was NWA champion at one point in time. So reports indicate that Barry Windham has had a massive heart attack while he was traveling through the Atlanta airport Friday night. Mika Rotunda, she actually updated the situation, pretty much stating that he does not have insurance. A sad situation. There is a GoFundMe. I'm going to pin that in the description a little bit later so that if you want to donate to Barry Windham, that link will be in the description later. But it's sad. It's unfortunate. If you're not aware, Mika Rotunda, she's the sister of Bray Wyatt and Bo Dallas and the daughter of Mike Rotunda. Very notable family. Fandito says he was just at New South here in August, and he hopes he pulls through. Yeah, terrible tragedy for Barry Windham. Folks, these things happen all the time. I mean, you know, we don't wish this on anyone, and it just goes without saying. At the end of the day, we're all human. I do pray for Barry Windham and his family, and I do hope that they reach their goal. The GoFundMe currently is at a goal of $200,000. Currently, they have raised close to $25,000 as of a few hours ago. All right, so well wishes to Barry Windham. All right, how you guys hear me? You guys hear me well? Is audio okay? Lighting? Is the hat proper? See, I got some Band-Aids going on right now. I got bit by a spider, ladies and gentlemen, and I haven't been quite right. You know, if a new version of Spider-Man pops up on your screens, it's a good chance I might be in it. I'm just saying. All right. So, moving along, a lot of things have transpired over the course of the last 2 weeks. As you can see, my background has changed. You know, we got, from my era of history, my earliest era of wrestling history, to over my shoulder here, we have one of the greatest iconic matches in wrestling. I still remember being a kid and watching WrestleMania, Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant, where he actually picked up, scoop slammed Andre the Giant in that match. Very iconic moment in wrestling. Of course, in tribute to my co-host, Meow Moore, she sits above my other shoulder. And there's various things, of course. Adam Page, you see him back there, and then a few signs. I'm going to add some more things. So there you have it. All right, let's move along. I do want to talk about this Glenn Jacobs situation. All right, and guys, if you're live and if you're watching this video and you're not live, just know that in the future you can call in if you'd like to touch on some of these topics. Glenn Jacobs seems to be in, or should I say Mayor Glenn Jacobs seems to be in sort of a bit of a situation. Let's read the comments here. Hold on. Fandito says, in contrast to what Hogan says, Andre was power slammed by a few others before Hogan. Wait a minute, was he? Is this a joke or is this real? Or are you being sarcastic? Oh boy. All right, so Glenn Jacobs. All right, we know him as Kane in WWE. He's the current mayor of Knox County, Tennessee, which is a county in Tennessee. He's implicated in a 6-figure lawsuit. He's accused of using county employees to work at his home. And the situation, it kind of involves someone by the name of Paul White, who is a former Parks and Recreation director. He allegedly asked Paul White to lie to state investigators in reference to this whole situation. Apparently, he's accused of using a county-owned golf cart at his home to, I guess, to ride around. A lot's going on in this report. He asked county employees, to remove a snake from his home, and there was a settlement. So according to multiple reports, Knox County, in this lawsuit, they settled for $151,999. So it's crazy. I mean, if this is true, if it did happen, and we see this all the time, I mean, the county, the city, the municipality, they're going to settle. Regardless, if they feel like they're going to go to court, they're going to lose a lot of money in legal fees, they're going to offer a number, and they're going to settle. Now, this doesn't mean that Mayor Glenn Jacobs, a.k.a. Kane, is wrong. This does not mean that he's guilty of these acts or these accusations. But my question is, like, when we get into a state of power, authority, do we sometimes let that go to our head? I mean, you won't catch me riding around on a golf cart on the screen or on Instagram, around my property, or asking Meow More to remove a snake from my tank. I do have a snake. You probably saw it on Instagram. But this is crazy. I mean, when I think of Mayor Glenn Jacobs, a.k.a. Kane, I think of a nice, sweet guy. I think of one half of the Brothers of Destruction. I don't consider him or vision him going around in a golf cart ordering employees, but you do not know. And just being fair and objective to whoever the complainants are, whether it's Paul White or who else, it's just sad. It's a sad situation to have Kane, Mayor Glenn Jacobs in that situation, as well as others, and to have Knox County, Tennessee. Now, from what I understand, Mayor Glenn Jacobs, he is into his second term. I believe he was reelected in this year, if I'm correct, or 2020. Folks in the chat, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know. It's just one of those stories to add to our collection of things to talk about, folks. All right. So those are our new topics. Those are our topics for this briefing. I do want to point out, you've seen the advertisement on Instagram. Boom, David El Shabazz will be with us Sunday. All right, we're going to have our special guest. We're going to go over Pro Wrestling's Black World Champions. I did show this book on our most recent episode of The Briefing. You can get this book from Amazon. That's the title, Pro Wrestling's Black World Champions. And then on the inside, there's going to be tons and tons of information. There's Bobby Lashley. Tons and tons of information. Now, he has the TNA championship in that photo. Jazz. All right. So, yeah, check that out at Amazon. Julian El Shabazz and David El Shabazz has also written other books. We actually got another book in the mail, which we will also talk about this Sunday. And folks, make sure, I want you guys to be aware that this month we are doing another mystery box. You go to allaboutwrestling.net. It's only $1. For $1, you're entered into our mystery prize wheel. There it is. Our mystery prize wheel. These are our current contestants. So we have David Shabazz, Sydney, Tantalizing Tony, Julie Goff, Rebecca KG, Clifford D, Mrs. X, and John Q is the wild card. Okay. So you go to allaboutwrestling.net and you click on prize wheel, and it's $1 to enter, and we will spin the wheel on December 17th. Or I'm sorry, the 18th, because the 17th we're going to be at Icons of Wrestling in Philadelphia. That's a Saturday. And then the 18th we're going to do our drawing. We're going to spin the wheel, and one lucky contestant will win a gift box. Our last winner was pro wrestler Ricka Wiley, who was actually a guest on our show twice. Okay? So you don't want to miss out. So, yeah, allaboutwrestling.net. All right. See some movement in the studio. I know it might be Mia Moore. If she's going to pop on the screen or not. I don't know if we're going to be graced by her presence. But if we aren't, of course, make sure that you stay locked. Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. On Twitter, we're AAW Podcasters. All right, we did change our name on Twitter. And thanks for tuning in, folks. Those were our latest updates. I may pop back in before Sunday if something else happens during the week. Make sure you check out Nice Guy Andy podcast Wednesday nights. That's tomorrow, 8 p.m. They're live on YouTube and Facebook. Yeah, check them out. You got to check them out. Fandito does special guest appearances. He has an ongoing feud with Superfan Johnny. They're going back and forth. You have Sean Johns, the Wrestling Encyclopedia, and, of course, Nice Guy Andy. They're in Lexington, Kentucky. All right, folks. We'll be back for the next few days. And make sure you keep it locked. Yes.